Sound sound check. Sound check. I need more. Tell me sound check. Sound check. Okay. I can't get this up fast enough. Bow chicka wow wow. I'm out of a pad. Sound check. Sound check. Sound check. Sound check. Sound is good now. Okay. All right. I hit a bunch of buttons. So, okay, sound is good. All right, good deal. Okay, let me go back over what I was saying, right? The lag, I couldn't see responses because of the lag time between here and there. All right. Check, check, one, sound good. Thank you, Puck, Sapphire, appreciate it. Now, I am going to, I'm going to get the console working over here to where I can use the show. And I heard a weird beep before the show, and it came from an independent device, and I didn't know what was going on there. So, hopefully, I'm pretty sure I had an echo per second. Now it should be good, right? That's the South Pole. The South Pole. Okay. I think sound is good, right? All right. What I was saying is I've had a really busy week doing day-to-day things, and I haven't had much time, but I did get parts in. All parts are accounted for. Here's the deal, right? Here's where I'm at. Okay? The thumbnail is where I'm at. And that was left out of the thumbnail, right? And this is not attached to, that's a bottle cap, all right? That's literally a bottle cap because that's the way I roll. This is the desktop thing. And now what you're looking at is this will be in the center, okay? And the coils will pick up on the magnetic field created, or rather gathered, by the spinning Mercury, okay? The spinning Mercury will be in here with a lid on, and people will ask me, what's the magnet for? Here's the deal with the magnet. Now, you know, electricity travels through the path of least resistance, right? And also, it radiates. Now, when you have a wire, it will radiate through the wire. It'll travel along the wire, okay? And yeah, big Lego base. Hell yeah, use what you got, dude. Dollar Tree for a pack of them. So I'm like, heck yeah. And okay, when the Mercury spins, here we go. When the Mercury's spinning on the inside of there, right? It'll be spinning around the edge. And I'm not so worried about the center. Okay, you create the magnetic field. Now, how do you amp the magnet, right? Now, here's the way it will be done. This center pole is copper, okay? And I will be making that the positive. Positive will be hooked up to that. It will be down there, okay? And that will be the positive. It will be radiating from the outside in to the positive, right? So the current from negative to positive, that's electricity, all right? And that Now, that's the magnetic field I will be creating at 12 volts, right? And to strengthen that magnetic field, give it a direction, that's what the magnet is for. North-south pole is vertical, okay? Now, that will enhance the ferromagnetic field, enhances the electromagnetic field, and they work together, okay? They don't work against each other. That will cause the mercury to spin one way or another, right? Now, once that starts gathering a magnetic field, that's when the coils, those are coils, it's not even wired up yet, right? These are from like doorbells, and no, it's not perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. I'm going to do better later. This is handmade stuff. Big Lego base. Why reinvent things? This is it's available, and I get them nonstop. So these are from like doorbells. Now, in a generator with a spinning magnet, okay, you would have the north-south spinning this way, or spinning in a rotation around these coils. And the coils would be oriented towards the center. Now these, notice their sides. They're oriented the way they are, right? I know this one's a little bit wonky, whatever, okay? That's not important right now. And desktop model, right? I might redo it. It's not, it doesn't, you know, affect the workability of it. So, yeah, why reinvent the wheel? I'm reinventing the Vimana. But notice the orientation of them. They're in a circle, right? Because in this case, the orientation doesn't really matter. It's just how I could get these coils. These are cheap. These are from doorbells. And they're going to be daisy chained. These two are going to stay, that's where the line out. This is the charger coil, like the stator in an alternator. So at least I've gotten all the parts in one place. That little black thing on the end, it's a LED mount. I was waiting on it. The wire will be attached to that's your positive, right? This is going to be, or that's my positive here. And luckily, I burned myself only a little bit soldering that on there. Yes, I do solder. I do all the cool work, right? So luckily, I've got all the parts, including mercury. Okay, I still haven't even opened the bottle yet. Don't need to, because I'm not going to take it out and play with it. It's not something for that. Yeah, are pointing towards the center instead. So does that make the same difference? In this case, in what I'm doing, no, because the magnetic field is like this, right? Now, any coils in any direction will pick up the magnetic field. The magnetic field I'm inducing is top to bottom, not side to side, top to bottom. Okay, and in an alternator or generator, you have a magnet spinning, right? You have the magnet poles, north, south, and they spin, okay, like that. And now, in that setup, the orientation of the coils does matter. But in this setup, since I'm operating on this plane and the magnetic field is going like this, top to bottom, then the coils can be in any configuration in going around it. They will pick it up. They will pick up the magnetic field, and it will the coils induce a current and push it through a wire. And that's where the charge will go right back into the magnetic field that I'm creating, gathering. And yeah, Magneto. Hey, Tim Freestone. Okay, welcome back to the Quantum Show. Everybody's starting to show up. Who we got? Raven, Sapphire Elf, Dorothy Hawkins, Tim Freestone. And welcome back. You're here. You guys are definitely quantum. Okay. And so that's where I'm at with the Mercury project. Like I said, practical day-to-day life stuff has really kept me from working on this. Plus, I was waiting on parts. They finally all got here. And I'm very happy to have empty bags now instead of bags full of parts waiting on other parts. I'm reading. Okay, but you need an internal coil to act on internal coils. This is not what I'm doing. That's a motor. That's a motor. And I'm not, it's wired differently. Generators are wired differently than motors. And this is, I'm starting very bare and basic, literally building a Vimana. Okay. But in this case, I'm not building a sized Vimana. Desktop, speeder bike, shuttlecraft. That's what I'm going to do. And not defy gravity. That's the misnomer. That's the mistaken thinking. It's not defying gravity. Okay. Defying gravity can be done with wings and propellers. We've been doing it for 100 years. Defying gravity, that's that. What I'm doing is creating an exclusion zone where gravity doesn't need to be. It's kind of like, okay, it's kind of like, think of a bridge, big pylons, okay, over a running river. Where the beams go into the water, they're supporting the bridge, right? Now, it's not that the fact that it's a bridge. It works. The beams going into the water is pushing against the beam, but the beam is excluded from being pushed around by the water. It goes around it. That's kind of what I'm thinking how this is working, right? Now, in my case, the beam is a magnetic field created by Mercury, and I have a feeling what I have here is not a floating thing, but when I have counter-rotating magnetic fields. Raven, I talked to you about this, right? I have had this thing in my head since I was a little kid, and I thought it was Legos. I thought it was something else, and now it's starting to come together with this magnetic field thing. Oh, y'all, here's what I wanted to do. I saw a differential taken apart one time, and that really rung a bell. And the universal gear, that really rung a bell. I was like, why is that ringing a bell? I couldn't understand. Why is that inspiring me to do something? So I started looking at gears, and I learned how to do gears using Lego parts and Lego Technic and actual gears, bicycles, go-karts, riding lawnmowers. This is my whole youth laid out, right? And what I was doing, yeah, I'm looking at the chat room now. Yeah. I didn't even have a welder, dude. I had zip ties and bread ties, and that's what I was using. And I used them, and I had same access to junkyard parts. And I learned the different kinds of gears: helical gear, spur gear, universal gear. You've got the curve, and then you've got pitch, and you've got all the different. They're highly technical, and that's the engineering stuff I never learned. I'm so glad that the internet gives me gear making wizards that I can just program a gear in. It takes care of all the tolerances and stuff. And yeah. Okay. Creating a field or bubble where gravity doesn't exist or have an influence. Gravity surrounds it. It swims through gravity. Like a fish swims through water, it's adapted the way it's shaped. This thing will go through gravity, but it's counter-rotating electromagnetic fields, right? Counter-rotating. And when you think about doing this, you can't do it. you can't do this. When you think about doing it, you can't do it. It just doesn't work because we are not supposed to do that. Yes, Tim, you are correct. What it does is, I'm not sure what it does, right? But gold and mercury, they both have some weird properties. Mercury, when you spin it, now you can physically spin it, right? And I have tried spinning it in the bottle like this, but I can't get an accurate spin going. Okay, I would like to put it on an electric motor, spin it, and then measure it, but haven't done that yet because, well, the shit's toxic, and I don't want to take it out of the bottle until I'm ready to seal it back up in that can. And sorry, but that's where I'm at with this stuff, right? And you have counter-rotating magnetic fields, and what seems to happen is it excludes itself from gravity. It doesn't defy it. It swims through it, right? So that's the theory. That's where I'm at. You saw the hardware, okay? Now, I wanted to talk about what's going on. I saw a thing on a short news video, and I watched the nerdy science videos that pop up. Pop sci, I love science, and all that stuff. Big companies are already working on their own version of anti-gravity, not using jets or rocketry, using electromagnetic fields. Go figure. So when I pop up as being a UFO, maybe they won't come after me because they're like, oh, well. Oh, Sapphire, I'm glad you're bringing it up. Vimanas, right? Okay. Vimanas are all, yes. I wonder, like all the Vimanas, they're all said to have metallic and gold. Okay, I know what you're saying here. All the material has been taken away from the Vimanas. Okay. All right. I don't know. I don't know who said that. I haven't said I'm gonna power it like a UFO. I'm gonna be a UFO. That's what I said. And it will, in theory, it will power itself. I'll probably need more coils, bigger coils. So depending on the outcome of what I'm doing here, right? And I glanced at this point in the conversation, I glanced at the chat room and I saw Puck was saying about the manas that don't fly. All the material needed to create anti-gravity has been stolen. Mercury has been stolen. The gold has been stolen. It's been 4,000 years. It's been plundered over and over and over again. And oh, okay. Tim says, no, not me. Oh, a guy back in the day, yeah. And those Vimanas, they were rumored to actually be the actual flying machines. What's gone? Look at I covered this, right? I don't know if you were here, y'all, but I looked at a Vimana, and they had some commonalities. First, they were drastically misinterpreted by modern engineering thought, which is not what was applied 4,000 years ago. Ancient engineering thought was applied, and that's big veins of spinning mercury, right? And all the mercury in there was taken because it was a valuable asset. People love this stuff because it is used for so many things in the ancient world. Yeah, India is. The melting pot is like a melting pot. It is. It really is. You go to India, everybody goes to India. And it's been that way for thousands of years. Right. And he's saying so many religions and foods. Yeah. I'm not sure about that. That is outside of my AO there. I didn't see the thing you were looking at. And anyway, here's some more discussion on the idea of anti-gravity and using Mercury. I just came from R. Keith's show. Shout out to R. Keith. I will be leaving a link in the chat room to your YouTube site. And I just came from his show. He was talking, we prop each other up in that show. I know, Raven, you were there, or part of it at least. He was saying, I told him, thank you for helping me realize myself. And he did. And I credit him for that. R. Keith, you helped me realize myself. And I decided to stop being scared and just do all the stuff, right? Just to do all the stuff. And it helped. And here I am, working with Mercury, building a speeder bike, building Pucka Barbie hoverboard, because I'm still going to do that too. That's part of it. And when I do get something going that I can actually ride, okay, I'm going to go to everybody's house with a YouTube channel that I know, all my subscriptions, right? All the people I'm subscribed to. I'm going to go to Rich and Keith and Raven and Puck. Yeah, Puck in Australia. I'm going to fly there. I'm going to go there and I'm going to say, have your cameras ready. I'm going to go see all the UFO channels. I'm going to go see all the people that I know of where I can find them. Wicked World. I got to be careful visiting you because you live over by that top secret research facility. Yeah, I'm going to, that's the plan, right? Keith was saying, be sure to have your passport handy. Oh, Keith, where I'm going, I don't need roads. I'm not going to be traveling on roads where, unless they have flying Mounties, I am not stopping, okay? I'm going to go up there. Yeah, but you're saying construct a balloon for my caravan on the tow back. Yeah, but I'm going to. That's so. But I'm not trying to get ahead of myself. I'm trying to get this desktop thing working so I can really inspire myself to spend all the money that I need, because the big unit is going to be an alternator, right? Open the alternator, take the spinning magnet, set it over there. Don't need it, right? Then put a thick copper core down the middle of it. It's going to be situated similar to this one. And get a stone bowl made. I'm going to be making it, right? And have to certain shape and stuff. And have that stone bowl, because they did this 4,000 years ago using stone. I don't have that kind of stone. I have metal and plastic. But it can't hold up like stone can. But I can do some high pressure points in stone. And I'm going to be using a big alternator. That's a big one, right? Take the rotor out, keep the stator, keep the housing, put your big core, stone bowl with mercury, seal it shut, and create the magnetic field, get it going, gather up the electric field from the mercury, self-power it. Self-powering. That's the idea. The stone bowl is going to be more expensive than the mercury going into it, because I have a feeling I'm going to be spending $400 on mercury, just mercury. By the way, this Let me show you. Okay, now I hold this up, and no one really has an idea what I'm looking at. Okay, so here is metric. All right, this is how tall the bottle is totally. Okay, can you see? 5.5 centimeters tall. Look how much mercury is in there. Okay, not even a full centimeter of mercury. $60. Okay, now you see how tall it is. Okay, you see how tall? It's not even 6 centimeters tall. Okay, it's not even 4 centimeters wide. That's outer diameter. How much mercury is this? It's 100 grams. It's heavy, but it's 100 grams. Desktop demo. Perfect. This is enough for a desktop demo. This won't fly, but it will work. And then I'm going to be buying about 10 times as much as that. So $400, $600, right? Well, here's the thing, Huck, right? Okay. It is a restricted substance here in the United States. I am not allowed to buy that stuff. I can't go to the big companies. I have to go to a small company that won't ask for the permit, won't ask for the license or fees, and etc. Right? And there are a lot of stores out there that sell chemicals that will sell it to me. Right? Now, it's not restricted like plutonium or dynamite. It's restricted like dry ice. Okay? You can't just go pick up, hey, Jeanette, welcome back. Great to see you. Just saw you come in. Okay, it's not restricted like a hazardous substance is. It's not explosive. Dry ice is not explosive. And you can't just go to Walgreens and pick some up, right? You have to have a permit and at least a license, or what they use it for is food preservation. And you have to have like a certification from the city that says that you have a restaurant and you have to have frozen food. That's the deal with dry ice. It's kind of the same deal with mercury here. You have to have a reason to be using it. And they're very, now, I put a video in the description. Did I put a description on this one already? Yeah, I think I did, huh? I did put a description. Okay. Yeah. The very first link is Mercury Engine. And it is talking about how it's restricted in the United States. It is. However, mad capitalism runs it, right? Yeah, you can buy dry ice at the store because it's restaurant stuff, right? Tim, what store? What store? Okay? It's what store? Tell me what store. Now tell me where you can go just stop by and get some mercury, get some gas, get some donuts, get some mercury in a bottle. I am in USA, Sapphire. I am in USA. I'm in Tennessee and proud of it. And I'm reading. Hold on. Okay, well, it's a totally different environment, Tim. Right, Mike. Yeah. Oh, hey, Mike Johnson. I didn't see you come in. I'm sorry. And Tim Freestone. Hey, how you doing? And as an electrician, I would collect and keep all the mercury from thermostats and store it in a baby jar. Yes, I mentioned once online, friends. What I was planning is taken away from me the next day. Yeah, yeah. I know someone who's working for a company, and he had a big bottle of mercury. It is a restricted substance here, not restricted like heroin or cocaine. It's not illegal. It's just controlled, like here in the U.S., like plutonium, right? Or uranium. Those things are highly restricted here in the United States. You can buy it. You have to have a permit. You have to have a license. You have to have a way to transport and handle it. Same deal, except this is a lot. Look here. This is a milk jug plastic bottle, HDPE. Okay, let me make sure. I can't even read the bottom of it. Hold on. Oh, polypropylene. What do you know? Okay, so it's not milk jug plastic. It's Coke bottle plastic. Polypropylene. Coke bottle plastic. And look at the seal. That's bona fide electrical tape. That's what it takes to contain this stuff. And what, okay, I've said in the past, it is radioactive, but all heavy metals are, just not on a frequency that's harmful to us, to anything, right? And any biologics. Germs don't like it. It'll kill germs, but I'm not going to be washing my windows with it. I'm cleaning the bathroom with it. And yeah, Puck, you're saying I wanted to use it for encrusting and burn it off and melt gold into copper or fancy thing. Yeah, you can do that. There's ways to do that. And that's a lot of what people use it for, you know? But I am looking at the electromagnetic properties of it. So that's the mercury stuff, right? And I read a thing, I saw a video online of this company in Korea. If anybody can find me a link, please let me know. Okay, I've been looking for it for a while. And okay, this company in Korea, they are working on their own anti-gravity vehicles, which is awesome. That means they're going to leave me alone because they're going to just do better than me and make it work. I don't need a big company to provide something for me. Okay, I understand the principles. Now, I'm not going to have no electronic controllers yet, but I can make something happen, and I'm making something happen. I already got stuff put together. Now I need time. I was doing chores all day today, and for the past 3 days, I didn't even get them all done. Like, I got a broken car that needs fixing, and I didn't have a chance to work on it. I'm going to do the work. It's exhaust work on an older car, so I got this, right? It's pipes and clamps and stuff, so. No, Sapphire, don't shut up. Keep talking. Let me see here. Yeah, I've got. There we go. Respirator. And it's not rated specifically for mercury, but it's the family of fumes. I got a respirator, so check. I've also got, well, it's not working. I've got a fume extractor, but I'm not going to bother using it. I'm going to open a window, let it go. Yeah. I'm not going to be doing, what? It depends on the car. You can have 4 go into 1 or 2 if you want. It's 4-cylinder car. Hey, Monty, welcome back to the Corner Show. Thanks for stopping by. Hit like and subscribe because you're here. That means you're quantum. I love that phrase. I love that. Okay, Dorothy. Well, I will do my best to explain it, but there's only so much you can explain before you end up giving a dissertation because this stuff is highly complicated. And I was, like I said, I was busy all week with work, with chores, getting ready for work, fixing this and that. I just had a text message come in. Can't answer it right now, but sorry about that. And, well, thank you, Dorothy. try to relay the points across in an effective manner. I do my best. I'm glad it's working for you. So that's where I'm at with the Mercury. And I'm taking as many precautions as I know to take. Respirator, gloves. I need to go get the gloves. The gloves, this is literally an arts and crafts project plus Mercury, right? Arts and crafts. All this stuff came from arts and crafts. Even the doorbell coils, right? They're doorbell coils. So you can literally go to the hardware store and get replacement doorbell coils. And you know, the dinging doorbells, not the electronic beeping ones, but the dinging ones, that's what those are. And if you were to put these back in a doorbell, you would have the coil and you would have the shaft going through, right? And when you hit the button on the doorbell, it electrifies and it boom, and this slams out against a tuned bell, a bell or piece of metal that vibrates. And there's a spring in here that when you let off the button, it pulls it back. Ding. And then in other doorbells, you have two, right? And they goes ding, ding. So you have the doorbell going ding, ding. Coil. What I just described was a solenoid. And that's what those are, right? That comes from a doorbell setup that is easy to buy. I could buy them at the hardware store. I happen to buy these off of Amazon because they were super cheap. I think they were like $2 each. Yeah, they take a drill or a motor or something, put you a little sleeve on it. Inside, it looks like a spool, and you take your copper wire. And that was another part that I had come in. I had copper wire come in. That's what, right? This was another part that I needed. This is regular old copper wire. What is this? 18 gauge. So not super thin, but thick enough. And oh, it was funny because I forgot copper. Okay. And I was holding it like this, and I was soldering the tip of the wire. I was soldering. Let me just show you the thing, right? I was holding it like this, and I was soldering it like this, and under here, I grabbed the copper, and it was hot because the heat went all the way through the copper rod. That's copper. I should have remembered that, but the science too, right? I got a quick reminder, copper is very good at conducting heat through itself, because I was soldering the tip of it, and it went all the way through that copper rod. It's a tiny copper rod, right? 30 millimeter thick, 110 centimeters long. And right. And I forgot, and I grabbed it, and it reminded me. So this is literally arts and crafts plus Mercury, and that's where I'm at. I'm not done yet. It takes a lot of time, and I had to wait for all the parts. And yesterday I was restless. I was tired. So I was like, man, I wanted to print holders with Lego base on it so I could just stick it to there. But I'm like, my printer's not hooked up right now. I'm impatient. Let me just get the E6000 out. I'll just glue them to the board. E6000 can come off of copper and plastic easily. It's really good for holding stone and wood together because of the grain and the texture of the stone and wood. Plastic and copper, not great texture for glue. So if I need to replace it, I just take it off and it peels off. You ever got a credit card or a loyalty card or something in the mail, and it's stuck to the paper, and you take it and pull it off the paper, it's got that rubbery stuff? That's E6000, right? Paper, Now, it probably will rip the paper, but it won't rip the card. So if I need to move the coils around, easy, easy, easy. Take it off, glue it again. I should use hot glue, but here we are, right? And now what I have over there is a single channel. What I'm going to be doing is going to my, look, this is literally my main part supplier. I'm going to get another one of those cans and make another one, reverse the polarity. And then I stack them on top of each other, counter rotating magnetic fields. The thing about it is, it's from what I surmise, okay? Now, when you get these two cans together, you just grab another can, show you 100% what I'm talking about. Come here, you. Okay. Now, I will get one, and it's a standalone thing. I'll have to get the other one, and it'll be on top. I can't turn them both on at the same time because they will cooperate with each other. They're not isolated from each other. So have to turn one on, then turn the other on. Because one, now we're talking about Mercury's going to be in here. It's going to be creating a magnetic field going up and out and up again. This will be doing the same thing, the opposite direction. So it will be, they'll start to, what's that word? Reach equilibrium. And I don't want that, right? So you turn one on, turn the other one on, they will start fighting against each other. It'll shake and it'll start raising up because it will then exclude itself. From what I understand, gravity will be pushed away and it will move up. That's all I got, right? Who's here? Diane Boss. Hey, welcome back to the Quantum Show. Thank you for coming by. And yeah, another thing was, while these cans are great, okay, they're not very conductive. I needed a conductor, not to move power, but to carry a magnetic field. That's why I got the copper wire. It's wrapped around there, see? Ignore my crappy little, that wasn't done right. But the copper is not there to conduct, really. It's there to conduct a magnetic field. And why the magnet? Because it gives it somewhere to go, right? The magnet has a field on it right now. This is that's a magnet. It's even, right? Okay, metal file. The magnet is in the cans. Look, see? And okay, why the magnet? It gives it somewhere to go. It sets up the magnetic field. This is a ferromagnetic field. It doesn't seem to, all right. It's difficult to show because it's in this stupid bottle. But if you set it on there, it doesn't make the mercury spin. Okay? If you set this on there, the mercury does not spin. Ferromagnetic field, not electromagnetic field. Okay? And well, apparently it matters because it doesn't do anything. Now, the people who made the mercury spin, they were using a ferromagnetic field. Refer to the videos. Look down. There's a link, the first link, the Mercury Engine, right? With the magnet just sitting there, it didn't make it move. Once they turned on a circuit, positive center, negative outside, negative center, positive outside, created a larger magnetic field. And then the mercury started spinning. What they didn't do was put coils around it and show that it is gathering more of an electric field that we are putting in. We are not putting it in. Spinning Mercury gathers Earth's magnetic field, which is boundless, okay? We would need another planet to suck all the electromagnetic power out of the Earth. That ain't going to happen with my little thing here. I'm not making a black hole. Okay. I am looking in here, right? I'm reading the chat. The cans are steel, right? They're stainless steel, brushed stainless steel, and I don't want non-conductive. I want semi-conductive. So the copper wire is on the outside of the can just to provide a frame for the magnetic field to set up on, right? And right, okay. Now, right. The spinning Mercury itself will not charge the coils. What the spinning Mercury does, I'm thinking, okay, is it starts to act like a bigger electromagnet, and it will gather the electromagnetic field surrounding us from the planet into it around itself. Charges the coils. The power from the coils goes back into the field effect that it's creating. There you go. Make two of them. Flip one of them over so you have counter rotating. Sorry, I didn't mean to lean on that T so hard. So they're counter rotating. And according to the dude in Russia, counter rotating electromagnetic fields excludes itself from gravity. That's where I'm at, right? And hold on. I'm looking. I'm reading. Puck. I hope I explained that well. I mean, just like a single current wire sitting in a field. Right. Single current. But then you make two of them, reverse the polarity on one, you have counteracting each other. We'll see what happens. So if I end up with a really cool spinny thing on my desk, fine. I'll buy the big companies shuttlecraft when they come out. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Puck. I did my best to. That's the idea I'm working with. Make two, and then let me tell you, I'm not going to just upscale this, right? It's going to be not just one alternator, two alternators stacked on top of each other. One going this way, one going that way. Two, I'm going with a sandstone bowl. I want to go and get people who make headstones. I'm going to get them to cut me a bowl so I can put it inside an existing alternator coil, the stator, and electrify it that way. And then I will go with the higher voltage. When y'all get a chance, if you want to look at what I looked at, go down into the description and the Mercury Engine, and then look up. I'm going to have to put a link in for him too. Is the guy from India? He talks about the ancient Indian technology and sculptures and everything. So I'll have to put a link down there. Okay, Diane. I hope your dogs are okay. Did you mean passed out? I hope you meant passed out. Okay, yeah. Dorothy, I believe it is related. The counter-rotating dancing that people do, I believe it is related. I am not sure exactly how related it is, but that's where I'm at. that's my thinking, and I'm going to keep doing it. I just didn't get a chance today. I got a chance yesterday to put that together. And it is literally an arts and crafts project plus Mercury. So it just, I finally got all the parts together. I've been talking about this for months now, and I'm really excited. Okay, wait. Okay. Don't know what's going on in the chat right at the moment. It's hard to do the talk while reading. It's difficult to do that. I try. It's hard. I don't know how people do it. I don't know how Amy does it. Amy doesn't even do it too much because the chat just spins by so quick. And she has a link in the show too. She has a link here too. We are friends of the show. And I'm going to send her a sticker. Actually, I'm not going to just out of the blue send a sticker out, right? I'm going to put it in my Etsy store and she can order it. That way it's legit. And long story, right? There's a reason. So, yeah, I've got a car that's broken. I need to work on it. Just got a part in for it today. Didn't get a chance to work on it because it's an exhaust manifold. I got to put it on. And it's not a hard job to do. It just takes time. And I didn't put no damn breaker grease on there. So I can, penetrating oil. I didn't get a chance to do that yet. I'm going to have to, it's a lot of getting on your back and doing this shit, right? So, got to do that. And I was tired today. I went out last night. I met a bunch of people, and I met one person that was really cool. I was wearing a Bigfoot shirt, not this one. This is also Bigfoot shirt, right? I was wearing a different Bigfoot shirt, and she walked up to me and complimented me on it. And we get to talking about the paranormal and the mystical. And I'm like, oh my God, that's awesome. Yeah. And we were talking about music because it was a music place. I think we hit it off pretty good. And shout out, I'm not going to say your name. Hope you're listening. You've been on my mind all day. You've been on my mind literally all day. And followed me on Instagram, followed her back. Whoop. Really nice person. Really nice woman. I'm like, hey now. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, you're talking to me? We're hanging out for a few minutes? She had to leave. She had to work today, so she couldn't hang out very late. Me being a night worker, I got to hang out late. Made it home pretty easy. Okay. What? See? I don't even know what y'all are taking. I don't even know what's going on in the chat room, right? Something about the South Pole and all this stuff. And yeah, I'll be going to the South Pole. Love the Bigfoot shirt. Thank you, Raven. Okay, let me review the chat because it's the last couple of minutes of the show. Dorothy talked about the counter rotating, right? And dances. And okay, they were playing in the river. Diane says the dogs were passed out playing in the river, not passed away in the river. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, but they're okay. They're okay. I got to be clear. Mistyping and autocorrect that can get the absolute wrong idea across, right? And drop in at the South Pole with, oh, fellow. No, there ain't no fellow Nazis, dude. Not at all. No, if I find Nazis, I'm going to do something bad to them because I don't like those guys. Yeah, I said it. And love the Bigfoot shirt. Cool. Lisa Bowden tactics. Don't know what you're talking about. What is her tactic? What? Did something go on happen with Lisa? Okay. I don't understand. Diane, my boyfriend is a mechanic. What? Know all about what you are talking about. Ask him about it. We'll see what he has to say about it. And hi, Diane, boyfriend. How you doing? Nice to know you're there. And I'm reading. Tim, heat. I have thought about that. That's why now, mercury is metal. Now, it is a liquid metal, but it is metal. And it's going to be going around in this little tin can, okay? It's going to make heat. That's why I'm keeping the voltage low. And this will be able to withstand it, right? And this is only, hold on. This will be able to withstand something 12 volt, 1 amp or less, right? This is okay. However, the speeder bike, it will need a lot more volts, amps. And that's why I'm going stone bolt. It will be making a lot of heat because it might vaporize itself inside the can, right? I'm worried about that. Not this can, but inside the stone bowl, it'll end up being about that big around. What is that? Where am I at? That big around. Where am I at? About maybe 8 or 10 inches. What is that? About 120 mils? No, wait. Damn ruler. 200 mils. 20 centimeters, 200 mils. So it will get hot. This project won't get too hot. The bigger one will get hot. The stone will be fine with the heat. The stone can withstand the heat. It's sandstone. I'm going to try to get sandstone. It can take a lot of heat, something up to 3,000 degrees before it starts to lose its rigidity, right? And yeah, in that first link, he talks about vaporized mercury. How do you vaporize mercury? And it was this big, huge chunk of metal thing, right? So I am concerned about that. The desktop won't have a problem with it. Something else that I can do is I can go to a muffler shop and say, make me a bowl, just flat bowl. Make me a bowl, or make me a ring. I need to sketch out what I think the optimal thing would be for easy manufacture, not hard. The sandstone is going to be hard. It's going to be hard to work with. That's why I'm not doing it myself, because you need a lathe, you need a heavy-duty drill press, and the stuff's heavy. It's going to probably weigh 40 pounds, just this part, excluding any metal I put on there. And I'm reading. Okay. Thank you, Diane. I like it too. I got it at one of the vendors at the Bigfoot conference. Yeah, I don't know how to do that, Puck. I don't know how to do that. So I'm going to go to someone who does know how to do that. I'm going to go to someone who makes headstones and statuary for the cemetery. And I say, make me this bowl. I need to draw up what I want to do, because see, when in these cans, right, the mercury is going to want to go to the outside because of inertia. It's going to spin to the outside because of inertia. It's not going to spin. It's going to spin just like you put something around your head. It's when it starts turning, gravity will push it out to the outside edge. So why not have only an outside edge? So a tube like that, right? So I won't need a can. This is for desktop purposes. So you can see, this is so you can see what's going on the inside. And imagine this with a center hole and this with a center hole, and it closes up, right? And you still have the hole going all the way through it. It would be filled with mercury. And then once you give it a field to spin around, you don't need the center of it anymore. It will be extra. So I'm going to get the dude to make a ring, and I'm going to have it like glued down with high temperature, some kind of cement. And I see that's something else I'm going to work on. I'm going to work on the design, and it's going to take a few times to get it right. That's okay. I'm up to it, because you know what I'll get out of it? A freaking speeder bike and a shuttlecraft. That's what I'll get out of it. And I'm really hyped about this. I really like this project. I don't know why, but it's one of these projects that I have gotten into it, and I'm really able to sink my teeth into it and really understand, love what it's doing for me. It's getting me thinking. All these things are coming in my head. This is not the only thing that I've thought of. I've thought about doing water as fuel. How do you do that? Electrolysis, you break it apart. How do you keep it apart? Okay, that's a big project, not for me. I don't want to do that project. I want to do this project. And I am so happy I found a vendor willing to sell me mercury, right? I'm reading. Right. Okay. Now, part does it have to be stone? I would prefer stone because the Vimanas were made from stone, right? And fired clay, but then it's also heavy duty spinning metal inside of it. And I also have to think about the physical forces. Fired clay doesn't have a strong, bond with each other. So it could break itself open. And I don't want that. But a cut sandstone, it can take heat and it can take pressure. Right. Okay. And mercury is expensive. Yes, it is. Cindy, hey, welcome back. I didn't see you come in. This little bit was $60. Let me go through it again, right? It's hard to see how much mercury this is, okay? This is how big this bottle is. This bottle is just over 2 inches tall. And look how much mercury is in there. Not much at all. You got a half an inch of mercury. Or not even half an inch, a quarter of an inch. That's a quarter of an inch. That was $60. Holy crap, man. But, I'm okay with it. And also, once this thing starts floating, being that it will be not working with gravity, it also won't be working with air. So what do I got to do I'll leave that alone. Y'all, it's been the first hour quantum solo. Hope you enjoyed it. I was nerding out, geeking out, talking about the Mercury project. I didn't think this was going to last a whole hour. I thought I was going to talk about it for 5 minutes and everybody going to get bored. I thought I was going to get bored. This is not boring. This is awesome. So first hour solo complete. If you're here, you're quantum, like and subscribe, because Bigfoot loves you. I'll be back. Gonna take a break. Need coffee and stuff. I'll be back. The next show will be set up in just a few minutes. Yeah, Dorothy, I love Sapphire's discussion questions too. They were awesome. Come back for the panel. I will be sending out links to the people who want to be on. I think I know who you all are. And Cindy, it's the whole show. Cindy, I'm making anti-gravity free energy in the same device. I'll be talking about it more, but I'm taking a break now. First hour is complete. Like and subscribe because Bigfoot loves you. Talk to you soon. Keeping it quantum. Bye-bye. Pushing buttons. Pushing buttons.